Hi, class. Today we're going to be talking about the 8 parts of speech. It's going to be a review for most of you students out there. Just to let you know, Verbling has launched a premium. Hello?
Hi.
Students, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, teacher, I can listen to you.
Okay, hi, hello. Is everyone aware that Verbling just launched a new service called Verbling Premium? It's $25 a month and it gets you unlimited access to all the classes. You're able to reserve a spot in each and every class that you'd like to join in on. It's a new feature. Hello. Here, I'll write it in the Verbling chat box, the link to it. It's verbling.com/premium. It's pretty awesome. You can guarantee your spot in any class, and it's only a one-time, you do one reservation at a time. It's $25 a month, unlimited class reservations. It's good if you want to guarantee and know that you want to participate in a certain course or with a certain teacher. It's a really cool service. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for some more students to join in. I just wanted to let you know, have you guys used the premium service yet? Or were you aware of it?
I have subscribed 1 hour ago, but my English is very bad. Sorry, but
oh no, it's great. No, it's all good. Okay, so you just signed up an hour ago to try the service out?
Yeah, but
the
difference between Verbling and normal Verbling and the premium is only that you could reserve the class.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's the only difference as of now.
And in the future, maybe they are going to be more difference between Verbling Premium and not Premium.
That I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think they're still figuring it out to see if students would even be interested in upgrading their account to premium accounts, and who knows what new features may be available to the premium students.
Okay.
I'm not sure as of now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So here we have Abadala, and we have Carlos, Diego, Marique, let's see who else, Marie, Mina, hi Mina, and Mohammed, and Nelki, and Sal. So I think now is it's a good time to start the class now that I've already talked about the Verbling Premium. And so I'm going to screenshot over to the parts of speech. But before I do so, can anyone name off the 8 parts of speech to me?
Verb, subject, adverb, noun, adjective, preposition, phrase. No, not phrase.
So the eight parts of speech in English are nouns, pronouns, articles, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, and prepositions. So those are the 8 parts of speech in English. And we'll be reviewing all 8, and then at the end of class we will play Madlibs. Has anyone ever played Madlibs before?
No.
No? Oh, okay. It's a really, really fun, funny English game. So I'm going to screenshot over to the 8 parts of speech, and I will also give you the link. Here, I'll write the link in the Verbling chat and the Google Hangout chat so that everyone can have access to it. So here it is in the Verbling chat. And then here it is in the Hangout chat. And now I'm going to screenshot over to it. So you can either view it with the links that I gave you, or you can watch on the screen right now, okay?
Okay.
Let's see. Can everyone view the document right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I make the font on the document larger? Students, would you like me to put the font larger on the document, or is it okay? Oh, hello? Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have the first student, Abadallah. Could you please read the description of nouns? What are nouns?
Okay.
Oh, Abadallah, are you there?
Yes, but it's not clear. Oh, yes. A noun is a word that denotes a person, place, or thing. In a sentence, nouns answer the question who and what. Example, the dog ran after the ball.
Good. So nouns. A noun is a word that denotes a person, place, or thing. So in a sentence, nouns answer the questions who and what. Okay? So for example, the dog ran after the ball. Both words dog and ball are nouns, and they answer the question who. Who ran after the ball in this example?
The dog.
The dog. Good. And what did the dog run after?
The ball.
Good. The ball. Okay. So to recap, in the sentence above, there are 2 nouns, dog and ball. And a noun may be concrete, so something that you can touch, you can see, you can physically touch it or physically see it. And so like the nouns in the example above, or a noun may be abstract, like in the sentences below. So for example, she possesses integrity. Integrity is not something that's tangible. You can't touch it, but it is a thing. Therefore, it's a noun. Or example number 2, he was searching for love. Again, you can't touch or see love, but it is a thing and therefore a noun. Does this make sense so far? Oh. Students, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in the examples above, these are abstract concepts, so integrity and love. But nouns may also be proper. So she visited Chicago every year. And you notice Chicago is a city, and so it's capitalized. There's an uppercase C right here, and that denotes that Chicago is a proper noun. Or, second example, Thanksgiving is in November. The words Thanksgiving and November are both proper nouns and therefore need to be capitalized. So a capital T and a capital N. So does everyone, this is a review for most students in this class, correct? Most of you are familiar with with the 8 parts of speech, and in this case with nouns?
Yeah, it's the easy
Okay,
one.
good. Good. Okay, so let's move on to pronouns. And could I please have Carlos, could you please read this part right here to the class?
Okay, pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun in a sentence. Example,
Good.
he decided to go to a movie.
Good. Here, could you keep on reading this to the class?
In the sentence above is the pronoun. Like nouns, pronoun might be used either as subject or as property in a sentence. Example,
Example.
she planned to ask him for an interview.
Whoops. Good. So in the example above, both she and him are pronouns. And she is the subject of the sentence, while him is the object. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me delete that. Great. Okay, so now we're going to move on to articles. Imad, could I please have you read this example out to the class?
Example 1. They wanted a house with a big porch. Example 2. He bought the blue sweaters on sale.
Good. And could you read the first sentence, which defines articles? What are articles?
Articles. Okay. Articles include a and an and the. They precede a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence.
Good. And so in the first example, they wanted a house with a big porch. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so in the first example, the article A precedes the noun house. And the article A also precedes the noun phrase big porch. Okay? So this consists of an adjective, big, and the noun it describes, porch. And in example 2, he bought the blue sweater on sale. The article the precedes the noun phrase blue sweater, in which sweater is the noun and blue is the adjective. And class, when would you need to use an? When do you need to use that article?
I think when we start, when the noun has vowel in the first, we shouldn't put s, we put an.
Yes, that's exactly the rule. So whenever there is a word that starts, the first letter is a vowel, and if that word needs an article before it, you need to use the form an. Okay, good. Does anyone have any questions so far about either nouns, pronouns, or articles?
No.
No.
No? All clear? Okay, good. So now let's talk about adjectives. Could I please have Marie, could you please read the following to the class? Is Marie there? Marie H? I don't know if she can hear me. Marie, are you there? Oh, I see something in the chat. Marie, could you read the following that's highlighted about adjectives to the class? You have a problem with the document? Could you click the link in the group chat or in the Verbling chat? Can you access it that way? Marie?
Okay. Yes. Okay. What do I have to read? Okay.
Could you read the first portion about adjectives?
Okay.
What is an adjective?
An adjective is a word that modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. Adjectives may precede nouns, or they may appear after a form of the reflexive verb to be, am, or is, was. Example 1. We live in the red brick house. Example 2. She's tall for her age.
Good. Okay, so in example 1, there's 2 consecutive adjectives, red and brick, and those are both describing the noun house. Both of those words are adjectives that are modifying the noun house. And in example 2, the adjective tall appears after the reflexive verb is and describes the subject she. So she is tall for her age. Tall, in this case, is the adjective. Does this make sense? I have a question. I don't know. I don't think any of you were in my previous class that was 2 hours ago. But my question is it possible in English to have multiple adjectives modify one noun? Is that possible?
Can you repeat, please?
Sure. My question is, in English, is it possible to have multiple adjectives modify one noun?
Yeah.
Yes?
For example, one.
Oh, wait, Carlos, go ahead. Could you explain why you think it's possible?
Yes. For example, red brick.
Good. So does everyone see this? We live in the red brick house. Oh.
Yep.
And so house is the noun, and both red and brick are the adjectives. And if you wanted, could you have more than 2 adjectives describing one noun? Is that possible in English?
Maybe yes.
Yes, it is. Very much so. So if you want, you can have a whole bunch of adjectives describing one noun. If you want to be really descriptive in your language, either through speaking or in writing, a lot of times it's necessary to have multiple adjectives describe one single item, one noun. Good. Okay, so let's move on to verbs. Verbs are my favorite part of speech. So let's have Mohammed, could you please read the following to the class? Mohammed?
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Could you please read the following out loud to the class?
Okay. Verbs. A verb is a word that denotes action or a state of being in a sentence. Example 1. Beth rides the bus every day. Example 2. Paul was in a viral.
Paul was an avid reader. Good.
Okay.
So a verb.
Example 1, I can continue.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you can keep going.
In example 1, writes is a verb. It describes what the subject. Beth does. In example 2, was describes Paul's thing and is therefore the verb. There may be multiple verbs in sentence, where there may be a verb phrase consisting of a verb plus a helping verb.
Good.
Example 1. Yeah, okay. Continue or
Sure. You can read example 1 and 2.
Example 1. She turned the key and opened the door. Example 2. Jackson was studying when I saw him last. In
Good.
example one, the subject she performs two actions in the sentence: turned and opened. In example two, the verb phrase was studying.
Good. Okay, now let's go back up here, and it says there may be multiple verbs in a sentence, or there may be a verb phrase consisting of a verb plus a helping verb. Does anyone know the fancy term for helping verb? In English, what's a helping verb?
Is it refer to be?
Adverb.
Be?
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
The be?
Oh yes, but the form that I was looking for is auxiliary verb. Here, I'll write it on the document. So a helping verb, also known as an auxiliary verb. Okay, helping verb and auxiliary verb are synonymous. And you did mention one, which was be, and there's also do and have.
Have, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so let's continue on. Does everyone understand the function of verbs in a sentence?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Yep.
So now let's move on to adverbs. And I will have Nalki.
Nike.
Oh, Nike. Oh, sorry, that's an I. Nike. Could I please have you read this portion right here that's highlighted about adverbs?
Yes. Just as adjectives modify nouns, adverbs modify or further describe verbs. Adverbs may also modify adjectives. Many, though not all, adverbs end in y. Example one. He waved wildly to get her attention. Example two.
Oh wait, hold on. He waved wildly to get her attention.
Okay.
Good.
Wildly. Example two. The shirt he wore to the party was extremely bright.
Good. Okay, so adverbs, just as adjectives modify nouns, they can modify or further describe verbs. So again, it's just adding extra description. And then in the first example, the adverb wildly modifies the verb waved. So with adverbs, you can always ask the question, how? So how did he wave? He waved wildly. And in the second example, the adverb extremely modifies the adjective bright. So here the adverb is modifying the adjective, whereas in the first example, the adverb was modifying the verb. So while nouns answer the questions who and what, adverbs can answer the questions how, when, why, and where. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are there any questions thus far on the 6 parts of speech that we've gone over? Nouns, pronouns, articles, adjectives, verbs, or adverbs?
I'm asking you about the verbs,
Yeah, go ahead.
but I will go out from the subject because I will ask you about LY. Is it acronym or abbreviation?
Oh wait, could you repeat your question one more time?
LY, is it acronym or what?
Oh, okay, this part right here, the ly.
What is?
So this is called, excuse me, it's called a suffix. suffix. And that's just a little part. It's called a morpheme, and that's added to the end of words to create them into adverbs. So for instance, right here on example 1, he waved wildly to get her attention. It's the word, I'm writing it on the document right now. It's wild plus ly, which equals wildly.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So here's the formation. And then in the second example, it's the word extreme plus the ending ly, which equals extremely.
Okay.
And they're saying right here, many, though not all, adverbs will end in ly. So wildly, extremely. There's a few other endings that you can add to certain words to create them into adverbs, but more often than not, they do end in ly. So when you see a word that ends in ly, it's most likely an adverb.
Okay.
Does that answer your question? Whoops. Does that answer your question, Mohammed?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any other questions about the 6 parts of speech that we've gone over so far? Any questions?
I have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the major difference between noun and a verb? Can you clearly explain that?
Sure, the difference between a noun and a verb?
Yeah.
Sure. So a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Whereas a verb is an action.
Okay.
Or a state or occurrence.
Okay.
And for instance, a noun, a person, place, or thing, a person can do an action. So a noun can perform a verb. For instance, I am teaching, Kendra is teaching, Kendra is the noun, and teaching is the verb. And I could say that your name's Saul. Saul is learning. Saul
Sai.
is the noun. Oh, Sai. Sai is the noun, and Sai is learning. Sai is the noun, and learning is the verb in this case.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I understood.
Does anyone else have another question? No? Okay, let's move on. So the 7th part of speech in English are conjunctions. And I will have Abdallah, or Abdallah, yeah, could I please have you read the conjunctions to the class?
Yes. A conjunction is a word that joins two independent clauses or sentences together.
Good. Could you please read the examples as well?
Yeah. Ellen wanted to take a drive into the city, but the cost of gasoline was too high.
Good. And what's the conjunction in that? In example 1, what is the conjunction?
But.
Good. Okay. And could you read aloud example 2?
Oh.
Yeah. Richard planned to study abroad in Japan, so he decided to learn the language.
Good. And what's the conjunction in example number 2?
So.
No.
Good. So in the examples above, oh, what was that? So in the examples above, both but and so are conjunctions. So they join two complete sentences with the help of a comma. And, but, for, or, nor, so, and yet can all act as conjunctions. Are there any questions about conjunctions?
Oh, continue the speech.
What was that, Sai?
Hello.
Did you have a question, Sai?
No. Continue.
Oh,
Continue.
okay. Oh, okay. All right. So then the last part, which is extremely tricky, I think, in any language, are prepositions, because there's so many rules. But let's just go over generally, what are prepositions? Could I have Carlos read the following to the class, please?
Yeah, okay. Prepositions. Preposition word in the combination with a noun or pronoun. The phrase that modifies verbs. Noun, pronouns, or adjectives. Prepositional phrase combining an spatial temporal or directional meaning. Example 1. It climbed up the brick wall of the house.
Ivy climbed up the brick wall of the house. Good. So these are, there are two prepositional phrases in the example above. Up the brick wall and of the house. So the first prepositional phrase is an adverbial phrase since it modifies the verb by describing where the ivy climbed. The ivy was climbing up. And then the second phrase, up the brick wall. And then the second phrase further modifies the noun wall, the object of the first prepositional phrase, and describes which wall the ivy climbs. It's climbing on the brick wall of the house. And let's see, could I please have Carlos Alberto, could I please have you read, here are some common prepositions in the English language. Could you please read those to the class?
Okay. Aboard, about, above, across, after, against, alone, amid, among, around, at, before, between, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, by, down, during, except, for, from, in, into, like, near, of, on, onto, out, over, past, in, through, through, to, toward, under, underneath, until, onto, up, upon, with, within, without.
Good, thank you. Okay, so let me repeat some of the ones that were a little bit difficult. So there is amid. Can everyone say amid?
Amid.
Amid. Good. And then there was, right here, beneath.
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 Good. And then there was, you did these ones pretty well. Then there's through.
Through.
Through. Good. And then this one is also a tough one. Throughout. Good. Throughout. Good. And then this one, toward. Good. Underneath. Good. Underneath. Good. And then this last one, without. Good. Okay, great. So now, are there any questions about any of the 8 parts of speech? Nouns, pronouns, articles, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, or prepositions?
No, for the moment.
Not for the moment? Okay. How about as a class, we come up with definitions for the 8 parts of speech that we can easily remember, okay? So if someone were to stop you on the street and say, what is a noun? What would you tell them? What's one sentence where you can describe what a noun is? Nouns
Noun.
are what?
Is a person or place?
Good. A person, a place, or a thing. Okay?
Something sensible.
Pardon?
Something sensible, or you can touch it. Or...
Oh, okay. But you can also, so it can be something you can touch, but it can also be abstract. So remember? Yeah. Here, I'll write right here. Something tangible. That means something you can touch. Or something abstract. So for instance, love. You can't necessarily touch it, but it is a thing. So what about pronouns? If someone were to stop you on the street and say, explain to me what a pronoun is, what would you say?
When you take the place of the noun.
Takes the place of a noun. Good. So it replaces a noun. Now what about articles? What's an article?
Define the noun.
A-L.
It's A, N, and what's the third one?
The.
The. Good. And then adjectives. What are those? What's the purpose of an adjective?
Describe the noun.
Modify or describes a noun. Good. And what about adverbs? Here, I'll put this all on one sheet.
Change the verb.
What was that? What are adverbs?
Change the verb.
Right. It can modify or describe a verb.
Noun.
And, yeah, what was that? Adverbs, it says, may also modify adjectives.
Okay.
Okay. A verb or adjective. Okay, good. And what about conjunctions? What are those?
Joins both.
Good. They're joint words, or they joint or connecting words. And what about prepositions? What are those? What are prepositions?
Modify verb, noun, pronoun, or adjective.
Oh, can you say that one more time?
Modify noun, verb, or adjective.
Good. Here, I'll copy this definition. It says prepositional phrases convey a spatial, temporal, or directional meaning. What does that mean? Spatial, temporal, or directional meaning? Spatial.
Adds more information about.
It's like space, temporal, time, and directional, direction. And prepositions are often those small little words. So here we have nouns, pronouns, articles, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions. Oh, did we miss one?
The verb.
The verb, my favorite. How did I forget? And what are verbs? What do those do?
Describe action.
Pardon?
Action.
Describe action.
Right, an action, a state, or occurrence. Whoops. Good. Okay. So now this is good to know that we all know what these parts of speech are, because right now we're going to start the game that I was telling you about, Madlibs. And can everyone have this screen open? Okay, if you need to refer to it, because now I'm going to screenshot to Madlibs. All right? And I'm going to put this link here in the group chat and also in the Verbling chat, okay?
Okay.
So now I'm going to screenshot over to that. Oh. Here we go, Madlibs. Okay, so Madlibs is a pretty interesting game. What you do is I have a document and I have taken I've taken some of the words away, okay, some of the parts of speech, and now you guys are going to plug in these new words and it's going to create a really funny story. Okay? It'll make more sense once you see the final product. So Carlos Alberto, could you please give us a noun starting with S? So remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. So you can give me anyone as long as it starts with S.
The link is invalid.
Pardon?
The link you sent is invalid.
Oh, it's invalid? Well, can you view it on the screen share right now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so just view it there. Could you please tell me a noun that starts with the letter S? And a noun is a person, a place, or a thing.
Sarah.
Pardon?
Sarah. The name Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a proper noun. So instead, can you just give me a regular noun that starts with S?
She?
Pardon?
She? No.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Could you type it in the chat box? A noun starting with S. Carlos?
Okay, Sarah. No?
Okay, here, well, let's try Sarah. Okay. And then the next person, Imad, could you please give me a large number?
2050, let's say.
2015?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And let's have Erkan, could you please give us an adjective? And remember, an adjective modifies or describes a noun. Can you hear me? Oops. Sorry. Erkan, could you please give me an adjective? I don't think. What about Franz? Could Franz give me an adjective, please?
Red or no?
Red? Sure. Yeah, that describes it. Okay, and what about Marie H., could you please give me a plural noun? So a person, place, or thing, but it must be plural.
Plural noun.
Sempre io.
Yes.
Can you repeat, please?
Sure, a plural noun. So it's a noun is a person, place, or thing, and plural is more than one. So can you give me a plural noun?
Tables.
Good. Tables. So not one table, but multiple tables. Good. Now, could I please have Mohammed? Could you give me an adjective?
Teacher, sorry, can you increase the zoom?
What was that, Franz?
Can you increase the zoom for the text? Is it possible?
Oh, zoom in. Yeah, sure. How's this?
Thank you.
Okay, so adjective. Could I have Mohammed? Could you please give me an adjective?
Yes, better. Can you hear me?
Repeat it one more time. What's the adjective?
Fair. Fair.
Fair?
No, better.
I'm one more time. I can't hear you.
Beast. Beast.
Beast?
Yes.
Okay, so a beast is a noun. How about beastly? Is that what you're saying?
Adverb.
Beastly is an adjective. Is that the word that you were saying? Beastly?
Yes.
Okay. So, Nike, could you please give me a verb that ends in ing? Any verb ending in ing. Going. Perfect. Okay. Could I please have Roselle? Could you give me an adjective? Dos Santos, could you give me an adjective, please? Rose or Roselle Dos Santos, could you please give an adjective? I can't hear it.
Yes.
Can anyone hear her? Could you please give an adjective?
Tell me, teacher.
An adjective, please. That's remember, an adjective.
Adjective. Okay. Tall.
Good. Tall. Okay. And what about you, Sai? Could you give me another adjective?
Another adjective.
I'm living in helmet.
Pardon?
Hello.
Could you give me an adjective, please?
I'm living in Hamlet.
No, just an adjective. So remember, an adjective, it describes something or somebody. It describes or modifies a noun. So could you give me an example of an adjective? Oops.
Is a bright person.
Bright. Good. Bright is an adjective. Thank you. And then Carlos Alberto, back to you. Could you please give me an animal?
Lion.
A lion. Great. And you, Ahmad, could you say an adjective, please?
Yeah, fool.
Pardon?
Fool. Idiot. Kind of that.
Oh, a fool?
Yeah.
Well, a fool is a noun, and here I need an adjective.
Oh, but I can describe someone with this word or not? I can't say.
So to make it an adjective, it would have to be foolish. So let's do that.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, and what about you, Franz? Could you please give me a noun?
A noun, dog.
Good. Could you give me another noun?
Transistor.
Cool. And can you give me one more noun?
Me too. Me.
Yeah.
Book.
Book?
Book.
Good. Okay. And what about you, Gustavo? Could you please give me a plural noun?
Let me think.
What was that, Gustavo?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Plural noun will be trees.
Trees? Okay, perfect. And let's have Marie. Could you please give me an adjective?
Dirty.
Dirty. Good. And let's have Mohammed. Could you please give me a noun?
Tiger.
Good. Tiger. And then Nike. Could you please give me an adjective?
Yes. Sweet. Sweet is an adjective.
Good. Can you give me another one?
Yeah. Bad.
Bad. Okay, good. And then Rosel dos Santos, could you give me a noun?
Yes. Door.
Pardon?
Door.
Oh, door. Okay, good. Okay, so as you can see, we have all of these parts of speech, right? And now, Madlibs takes these words, takes these parts of speech, and it's now going to turn it into a story. So here I hit submit. And here, now we're going to read the story that we just created. Okay? And it has all of the words, all of the examples that you all just said. Oh, here, can we see it?
Yeah.
So who wants to read this aloud to the class? It's going to be a silly story. It's probably not going to make much sense. Let's have, who wants to read it out loud?
I can read. Can you?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you improve the size of the?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. You want me to zoom in?
Yeah.
How's that?
Emergency search by Roger Price and Leonard Stern. Yes, on the air for 2015 years is one of those red programs that have earned both critical tables and VST rating based on the best going. Oh.
Based on the best going book.
Book of this some name. This tall drama centers on bright. I can't say that.
It's veterinarians.
Veterinarians in the emergency room of Chicago Cat and Lion Hospital. In this series, the overworked and foolish was. I'm seeing someone's face. I can't saw that picture.
Well, it's still there, yeah.
In this series, the overworked and foolish vets are unlikely heroes who make life and dog decisions almost every moment on every transfer. The series has won 7 Golden Book Awards, received a remarkable 21 21 Emmy trees and has collected 7 of those dirty status. Oh, I can't see that.
Do you want me to continue reading? It says, the cast has won 5 People's Tiger Awards and has been honored 4 sweet years in a row by the Actors Guild of America for a bad ensemble performance in a primetime door. So here, this is a super silly thing that children like to do, and it's Madlibs, and they sell these books, and they have all of these blank words, and one person can view the story and can view the blanks, and the other person provides the parts of speech. And so it's a good exercise to say, okay, give me an adjective, and you have to think, okay, what's an adjective? Oh yeah, an adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun. And then they give the adjective, and you fill it out, and then in the end, it creates a super silly, funny story. Because in English, it's possible to switch out different types of speech, and sometimes the sentence makes sense. Like, look here. In the series, the overworked and foolish vets. Do you see here? Overworked and foolish are both adjectives. And you could put any adjective here if you wanted to modify the noun vets. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever played Madlibs before, either in English or their own language?
No.
No.
Again, it's something that English children like to do. They buy books and they play with their friends, and it's a good fun way to learn English while also being kind of silly. So look here, and has collected 7 of those dirty statues. That came out pretty funny. All right, so we have 2 more minutes in class. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks to you.
Pardon? Oh, does anyone have any questions on the 8 parts of speech?
Clear.
It's all clear?
Yeah, so
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll let you all go because there's 1 more minute, and if you want to be able to join the next class, you should get in on it. Okay? Well, this was fun. Thank you so much. I'll see you all soon, okay?
Thank you,
Thanks.
teacher.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.